Leinster, of course, a place that's steeped in hockey history, to two teams incredibly steeped in hockey history, the Montreal Canadiens and the Toronto Maple Leafs, getting it on tonight here in Toronto. And fittingly, 25 of the players you will see tonight in this lineup were born in Canada, representing 6 different provinces. 2 of them will start in that. Of course, Jonathan Bernier, as well as Carey Price, has put together a sensational season. The theme, of course, for Scotiabank Hockey Day in Canada is community, and we've seen some great community action, including Maple Leaf Sport and Entertainment donating more than $700,000, its staff giving hundreds of hours of volunteer time to refurbish 3 local rinks in Toronto: the Greenwood Park Rink, the Sunnydale Outdoor Rink, and the Angela James Arena as well. Great news for them. And of course, we interviewed this man before the game, Connor Laviolette, a guest referee tonight for the ceremonial drop. Great news for him. He gets to enjoy our Canadian anthem as Andy Frost gets us set for that. The Leafs and the Habs coming your way next.
Remove your hats and join proud Canadian and the former commander of the International Space Station, Chris Hadfield, in the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all thy sons' command, qu'attembrasse porte le pays, il sait porter la croix. Ton histoire est une épopée des plus brillants exploits. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Way to go, Chris Hadfield. In the meantime, back on Earth, we now go directly to the shootout. Well, not really, but don't be surprised if this game goes to extra time. Between these teams, they've had 28 games this season go to extra time and shootouts. But let's start at the beginning, shall we? And meet the goaltenders. Carey Price is coming off an Olympian performance in Ottawa. Montreal won the game with one line and Price going. His teammates owe him at least one. Jonathan Bernier has been the Leaf starter in 10 of their last 12 games. He's now won 2 in a row, but he's never beaten the Montreal Canadiens, the team from his hometown. There are the referees: Dennis Leroux, Francois Charon, Scott Cherry, Steve Miller, and Connor Laviolette that will handle the game tonight. Randy Carlyle has made a significant change in his starting lineup. Whether it stays that way or not, we're not sure. He started Nazem Kadri, warmed him up, playing on the top line with Phil Kessel and James Van Riemsdyk, and it looked like they were going to start the game, but now it's Kadri out there with Joffrey Lupul and Nikolai Kulemin. So he's made some alterations in his lineup. Tim Gleason on defense, along with Cody Franson. Lars Eller out on the left wing again with Thomas Plekanec and Brian Giunta for the Montreal Canadiens, and they've got 2 centers on this line. There's a big hit by Franson, who stood his man Plekanec up at the blue line. Terrific atmosphere as usual when Montreal and Toronto get together. And a lively Air Canada Centre tonight and a lively start to the game. Here's Joffrey Lupul in on the wing. Couldn't get the puck to the net. And now he needs to get to the bench and start a change. Bouncing puck goes into Jonathan Bernier, and he'll stop play with a faceoff.
Well, one of the things that on the game sheet we had up here was supposed to be James Van Riemsdyk with Kadri and Lupul, and it ended up being Kulemin, so we'll see whether that's going to be an issue here. But one thing, guy who's been under fire, Nazem Kadri, in a position that What are you going to do? You're not scoring. You're in a bit of a slump. What a great way to start the game. Get in, get involved, and get physical. And the one thing you can always do is bring a little energy, and what a great shift.
Now, if that lineup was wrong and the Canadians were going to question it, they should have done it right there.
Yeah.
And they didn't, so they'll carry on. So maybe the mistake is in what we got.
We looked up and saw the 1-2, and it was a 4-1, not a 2-1.
Canadians trying to get to a forecheck here. There's Phil Kessel with Tyler Bozak and James Van Riemsdyk. The top line for Toronto. Kessel had the puck just out of his reach as Josh Georges caught him from behind. Puck's thrown up the middle. David Desharnais can't get away from Dion Phaneuf and Carl Gunnarsson, the defensive pair that will likely play against them all through the game. Van Riemsdyk dumps the puck in. Michel Therrien doesn't always chase matchups on the road, but I thought he might want Plekanec to play against Bozak's line throughout the game, and he still may try and get that matchup as the night goes on.
One thing you've seen quickly is real quick shifts, both clubs trying to keep the pace up in this game.
Already a better pace for Montreal than they had going the other night in Ottawa, in a game that they won because of Carey Price.
This is a real intriguing pair that I'd like to see. Riley on that right side with Gardner. They've done a good job. They've both been offensively gifted. That tandem has worked pretty well so far since he put them together.
Peter Holland with a shot, and Carey Price stops the puck, decides he better stop the play, squeezing the puck. Down between the benches, Glenn Healy.
Well, you talked about that lineup sheet. Well, the Canadians on that sheet dress 7 defense. Well, not really. But here is their 7th defenseman, and that is Carey Price. If you are going to create a forecheck against the Canadians, you better keep the puck away from number 31. He's as good as any defenseman, any forward. Glenn Healy played in this building. You give him the puck. Carey Price, keep it away from him, or you won't generate a thing offensively.
Leafs won this faceoff. Jonas Nattinen lost his first faceoff in his first start in the NHL. He's number 28, right-handed centerman from Finland on the Montreal line here with George Parros and Travis Moen, a fourth-line shift for both teams. Colton Orr out with Carter Ashton, Jane McClement. For Toronto, there's an intercepted pass by Tim Gleason in the neutral zone. He moves in and shoots, and Price got a piece of that. Or trying to get a big hit. So now everybody's been in the game. 3 minutes in with quick shifts. Every player on both benches has had a chance to get in on the action.
Therrien with a quick change here, Jim, trying to get Pacioretty's line out with Desharnais against the 4th line of the Toronto Maple Leafs.
And he's got him, and they're ahead of them, and here comes Pacioretty. 20-goal scorer moves in and snaps his shot, and Bernier made the save. Now Toronto's scrambling to change to get a different lineup out there, and it's Van Riemsdyk and Kessel who get on first before Bozak. David Desharnais as Georges was dumped by Van Riemsdyk. And there's another hit. Phaneuf on Brendan Gallagher. Deep in his own zone. Tim Gleason with a pass up the middle. Nice little relay. Here comes Phil Kessel. He shoots and he just missed the net. Leafs try and use their speed against Montreal there. There's Carl Gunnarsson on his offside. Shoots the puck back in for Toronto. First man back is PK Subban. Bounced the puck up the boards and Van Riemsdyk kept it in. He on Phaneuf. Bounces the puck off the boards. Van Riemsdyk with a tip out front and Josh Georges handled that. Back to the blue line they go. Phaneuf with a shot. Easy save for Carey Price. He didn't stop play and David Desharnais will start out. To center end of a shift, he dumped the puck in and he still got hit. Behind the play, it's Van Riemsdyk and Subban that are at each other.
That had to be, Van Riemsdyk got a great hit on Josh Georges right by the Montreal bench. And then when PK got out there, he made sure he let him know that's not acceptable. Good physical pace for this game to start, too.
Joffrey Lupul on a late forecheck here with Nikolai Kulemin and Nazem Kadri out against the Plekanec line. Kadri, who hasn't scored in 10. To Franzen with a shot, tipped into the corner. Thomas Plekanec. Fine season for Montreal as a checking center out here with Lars Eller on his left wing. He was moved to the left wing in that game against Ottawa, and he stays there tonight, at least to start. Ryan Gianna's on the right side. Another turnover, and back come the Leafs. Kadri, nice move, passes in front, they score! Cody Franzen, but what a play by Kadri. That's a play that made on ponds all across the country. A Hockey Day in Canada special. Franson gets the goal.
Okay, if I'm Randy Carlyle, I replay the hit early on from Nazem Kadri to get yourself into the game. Get yourself in physically, emotionally, and now do what you do best. A little dangle to the outside, through the legs, and how about the heads-up play by Franson? Right-hand shot, the little bit of a delay. Emelin gets after the puck, misses him, and Bouillon not able to stop Franson for the tap-in.
That's a tough thing. Emelin playing as a left shot, the right side. That's a hard position for him to be in. And an unlikely hero right off the bat. No goals in 11 for Franson, and he gets it started early. Good sign for Toronto.
They want more out of Kadri, and he made a nice play there to set up Franson, and it's a 1-0 lead for the Maple Leafs. They've outshot the Canadiens 5-1 early on.
That's where you really have to just keep that one hand on the stick and don't get reaching. It turns his body, and Kadri made him pay.
There's Troy Bodie just jacked up from the American Hockey League. Chasing the puck is Mason Raymond. In on Nathan Beaulieu from Strathroy, Ontario, just called up. He's been lighting up the American Hockey League with the Hamilton Bulldogs. Another turnover by Montreal, and back in comes Peter Holland, but he's got a man offside.
Well, the temperature's up in this building, and it's up because of some real big physical play. Right off the bat, James Van Riemsdyk says, I'm going to make a difference to Josh Georges. Remember that one. That hit makes a difference. Gallagher, again, one of the Canadiens' best players. Target their bestie, or one of them, their best player, and then go after Subban. Subban's their Norris guy. Make sure life is miserable for him for the 60 minutes tonight.
Scoring play, Cody Franson from Nazem Kadri and Nikolai Kulemin at 4:49. A good start for the Maple Leafs, and the Canadiens need to get going now.
Another thing we've seen a lot, Jim, you mentioned it before, is Therrien going with that fourth line after goals against. And this time Carlyle goes with his fourth. It'll be interesting to see if he takes advantage of it at another time.
There's McClement with a drop pass. Morgan Riley lost the puck in his feet from behind the net. McClement turns, took a shot that was blocked, and PK Subban got pushed into the boards. No penalty call, but he goes right back at Jay McClement and tosses him down. Meantime, Morgan Riley to McClement, and PK's after him again and runs him into the boards. Wrestles into the ice, but Jake Gardner's got the puck. He's wide open. Gardner hangs on. Passes in front, loose puck. Here's Morgan Riley. Back in front of the net again. PK Subban finally clears the puck. He was rather preoccupied on that shift.
That's what you got to keep him trying to chase guys out. He was all over McClement in the one corner, all the way out at the blue line. And how about Gardner? Just could not quite find the back of the net as he held on to it forever.
So Michel Therrien went with that fourth line after a goal. He just about got scored upon. That happened to him in Ottawa. The 3-2 goal on Thursday night. They got caught out on the ice for a minute 12. It was almost a repeat performance right there as the puck goes over the glass and out of play. Close call. After a great goal by Cody Franson, Jake Gardner with another close call. A good start for Toronto on Hockey Day in Canada on CBC from Toronto. There is simply never a dull moment where PK Subban is involved.
Good PK, bad PK. Here's bad PK. A little bit of a physical play. We know he's won the Norris. Now he starts running around a little bit. He's going to exact a little bit of revenge. This revenge goes all the way to McClement, now all the way to the blue line. I don't think that's where you want to defend and play defense. He gets stuck there. McClement holds the stick. Now here's good PK. This is a great play by Gardner. Holds onto it. Now he's got no play, throws in front. There's PK right in front of the net, and he takes the puck off Orr's stick.
What a shift. And Brian Gionta lobbying for a penalty.
He was right after Markov that lobbied at the end as well. So both didn't like all the extracurricular activities against Subban, and no call.
All Toronto early on, leading 1-0, out shooting Montreal 6-1. Lars Eller, Gionta, Plekanec shoot the puck back in for the Canadiens. Tim Gleason is back. Kadri playing against or with Kulemin and Joffrey Lupul again. And they've been up against the Plekanec line since the start. Turnaround shot by Gionta, got to the front of the net off a skate. Eller couldn't deposit it in the goal. Gleason gave the puck away. Lars Eller out front. Gionta, backhander into the corner. Missed on the forehand, chipped wide on the backhand. Best chance for Montreal.
And you mentioned Eller up on that wing, looking for some offense. He was not getting any as the centerman with Bourque. Bourque's out, Eller comes up. Great play, almost tied this game up.
But what it means, though, is that they have to play Brandon Prust at center.
There just hasn't been that depth. Really, if you look at both these teams, they mirror each other. The top lines have been effective. This line right now, Pacioretty and Desharnais, but not a lot of secondary scoring.
Brandon Prust is out with him right now. Bozak against Pacioretty. Prust comes in, centering pass. Bozak intercepted that, and the Leafs are getting up. James Van Riemsdyk driving wide. He's got his feet moving through the puck to the front of the net, and there's Josh Georges with PK Subban on the shutdown pair to move the puck up. Pacioretty drives down the wing. He's up against the shutdown pair for Toronto. Gunnarsson and Phaneuf. Brandon Prust. Pacioretty turns, takes a shot. Prust takes a shift here in Brendan Gallagher's spot. Maybe to ride shotgun for Desharnais and Pacioretty in case they get beat up a little bit. And Michel Therrien's got pretty thin at center ice when he plays Lars Eller on the wing. He's got a rookie from Finland who's the fourth line center, and Brandon Prust, who's normally a winger, playing in the middle. After the puck, Danny Briere takes the shot. Big rebound off Jonathan Bernier. And that's collected by Peter Holland to Mason Raymond as the Maple Leafs come back quickly. He got his own chip, but then he put on the brakes and fell down, and Emelin gets the puck to center. Danny Briere, one-on-one against Morgan Rielly on the back check. The other defenseman, Jake Gardiner, took the puck away. Stepping in, Lars Eller off the bench, and he shoots the puck up into the netting.
Well, you're seeing a lot of Eller early on here as he seems to go. You mentioned Gleason down in the corner thinking he can reverse it back. A good read, though, by Eller. Sensed where the puck was going, got there first, and then took it hard to the net. A little dish just out of the reach of Gionta, and then the backhander just missed.
Great play by Morgan Rielly here. Most guys would have just dumped it in. Instead, no, he makes a play. But when you make a play, you're going to pay a price. And it's Montreal who exacts a little bit of that physical play on Toronto. We've seen a lot of Toronto doing it on Montreal. Now it's starting to go the other way.
Canadians won the face-off, shot the puck just wide. Here's Nazem Kadri. Joffrey Lupul into the middle. Kuhlman couldn't get the puck. Alexei Emelin on defense here with Andrei Markov. Lupul wouldn't let them get through center ice, and now Emelin will start over, regrouping in his own zone.
That's twice now the Leafs have had a good gap in the neutral zone. The D have been able to pinch up and take away those quick passes because the forwards have been in a good support position behind them. Now you got turnovers at both ends.
Canadians forced to regroup once again. Emelin to center, shoots the puck in. David Desharnais let it go for Pacioretty. Gallagher's back with them on this shift. Phaneuf wrapped him up. And Tyler Bozak got the puck to James Van Riemsdyk. 1-on-4, so he wisely shot the puck in, but he gets to it first. Cut out of the way of the 26 train, Josh Georges, who was coming after him. And he chipped the puck up the boards and down the ice, and Phaneuf is back to get it. Brendan Gallagher following in close pursuit. Stretch pass to Van Riemsdyk with some room, looking for the trailer, Phil Kessel. He got the puck and dumps it in. Stopped behind the net. Bozak in front. Carey Price deflected that, and Van Riemsdyk is tied up in front of the net by Nathan Beaulieu, so he couldn't get his stick loose, and there's a penalty on the play, and it'll be against the rookie Nathan Beaulieu, who gets a penalty here for holding on to James Van Riemsdyk, but he might have saved a goal. Nathan Beaulieu wraps up Van Riemsdyk, takes two, Leafs to the power play.
Welcome back to the Air Canada Centre. Remember the long journey it's been for these players getting to the National Hockey League through minor hockey and junior hockey in Oak, Canada. We do have a lot of Canadians on the ice tonight. It being Scotiabank Hockey Day in Canada, a lot of these guys wanted to reach out and say thanks to their parents and their coaches, all the guidance and patience and support. Some great photos of these players before they were NHL stars. And of course, Leafs Morgan Rielly, he put it best. He said his dad, Andy, was his coach, his mentor, and most importantly, his friend, helping him get here to the National Hockey League. Jim?
What a great picture of Bobby Orr. Leafs are on a power play here. Phil Kessel to the front of the net, a bouncing puck. PK Subban's down. Travis Moen gets the puck and he clears it down the ice. Beaulieu for hooking at 11:23. Toronto's power play goes to work for the first time. Fifth best power play in the league. against the 4th best penalty killing unit.
Don't you love the Subban picture, though, in the background? You've got Steven Stamkos. What a team that must have been.
No kidding.
Here's Kessel set up on the half boards and a saucer pass that got by Phaneuf.
A couple of good one-timers in that young team, isn't there? A couple of righties.
Love to play against them. Best scorer on the planet. The best defenseman on the planet. Wow. Should be an easy night tonight.
There's a hard around from Andrei Markov, who cleared the puck from Montreal. Brandon Prust, penalty killer, forechecking here. Bernier sets the puck up to Cody Franson. Lupul, Mason Raymond, Nazem Kadri up front of the second power play unit. Now Jake Gardiner has come out as well. From the blue line, here's Kadri, fakes the shot. Gardiner takes it, and Price made a nice save there. Kadri again. To the front of the net, Lupul in close quarters there, couldn't make a move in front of Carey Price, and the puck is cleared.
Lupul, much like Van Riemsdyk at the other end, thought about between the legs, it looked like, for a second.
There's Kadri. Morgan Rielly is right behind Mason Raymond and takes the pass. Gardiner's on the other side. Lupul sets up the screen in front. Mason Raymond fires it. Price makes the save. Raymond again in for Kadri. That's out of his reach, but a pinching Jake Gardiner comes up with a puck. He's checked by Pacioretty, but the Leafs gather in the puck. Lupul, Raymond stopped by Price. Mason Raymond couldn't get it away quick enough. Here's Rielly on the other side. Jake Gardiner passes off, and a sharp-angled shot by Kadri goes the length of the ice. Out of the penalty box, Beaulieu stops up. But what timing, the puck got there just as he arrived back on the ice, but he didn't get the puck to the net. Jake Gardiner and Nazem Kadri. And Morgan Rielly leaps over one of the power play, but Raymond had a wonderful chance, didn't he?
And how about Price again? There's 19 shots in each of the first 2 periods in the game against Ottawa. He's already up to 10 here in the first.
Phil Kessel gave the puck away. Here's PK with a shot, and Bernier made a blocker save. Kessel will try again. This time he had Moen taking a run at him, but he got the puck to center. Tyler Bozak spins and deals to the slot, and the puck was quickly cleared away by Josh Georges. Travis Moen to Brendan Gallagher. Phaneuf closes on him, forces into the corner, and pushed him down. And Carl Gunnarsson takes over. And it's watching from in front of the net. Kessel. No room at center, turned back by Brian Gionta. This is the matchup you would think Therrien would want. He's on the road, it's harder to get, but Plekanec's his best checking center, playing against Tyler Bozak. There's an icing call against the Toronto Maple Leafs with just over 5 minutes to go in a fast-paced first period.
You saw Raymond talking with Lupul there, and watch the reaction of Raymond. He loses sight of the puck for a split second. Doesn't get a good hard bottom hand on it to shoot it quickly. And that quick hesitation, it got through Emelin, and you could see he fanned on the shot, didn't get enough on it. But Carey Price once again reacted so well, got there anyway.
A good look at it on our Basic MT net cam.
All of that was created by a great pass by Kadri. As much as he's been maligned, this I think has been his best 15 minutes in a long time in this first period.
That was
very stellar.
Raymond shows signs of having only one goal in the last 13 as Emelin shoots the puck wide, hoping that Eller can tip it. Markov with a shot, and Bernier absorbed that. He hasn't been very busy. The shots are 10-4 in favor of Toronto in the first period, and they lead 1-0 on Hockey Day. He's heard his name all week in trade rumors, and he doesn't want to go, and Nazem Kadri's had a heck of a start to the game.
Only one goal in the past 11 games, so what do? You start the game, don't try to score, try to knock someone over. He's a guy who's got lots of skill, and when he plays physical, you love him. He's created 3 scoring chances by himself already in the first 15 minutes. One of them results in a goal. Look at his head, up the whole way, analyzes the situation, and on the last power play, could have generated 2 goals himself. The one to Mason Raymond was a thing of beauty. The puck just didn't get to Raymond fast enough. Almost like he needed a curling sweeper to get it there quick enough before Price got over. But Kadri's been good.
Now gives way to the Bozak line with Van Riemsdyk and Kessel. Canadians got the draw, but there was a giveaway off the draw. Here they come 2-on-1. Kessel to the net. Van Riemsdyk chipped it wide. One pass too many. between Kessel and Van Riemsdyk. Bozak at the net. The shot from the captain, Dion Phaneuf, went wide of the goal. And out of center, Carl Gunnarsson gathers in the puck. He gave it away to Brendan Gallagher. Trying to get to the net. He's hauled down. There'll be a penalty. As Brendan Gallagher trying to cut to the net was taken down, and now he's underneath Dion Phaneuf.
Well, this all leads to a penalty, almost an offensive zone faceoff that led to a Toronto goal. A one draw that Kessel does a nice job getting inside Markov, and then that's a race that Markov can't win. But a backhander by Van Riemsdyk off, but a heads-up play at the other end. Gallagher, this is where he can be so slippery. Small body, gets underneath. Gunnarsson, who lost the puck to turn over, that allowed Gallagher to get there, ends up taking the penalty.
He really did a good job of drawing it. He kept his feet moving. He got position. No choice but take him down.
Montreal power play is 10th in the league. It had been as high as 3rd. One for its last 18, but the one came in the last game, and they made some adjustments. We'll see if they can continue to make them here. Here's Josh Georges. PK Subban out there with Andrei Markov. Bouncing puck to the inboards. Subban and Markov, an excellent power play defensive tandem. They provide most of the offense. And maybe that's been the problem with the power play, because teams have really focused in on the shot of PK. Plekanec. Markov to Subban. There's the shot that's tipped wide of the net. Gionta's up front with Danny Briere and Plekanec. Here's Markov now. Subban leans into one, and Bernier made the save. And no rebound for Briere, who's pushed away from the net by Gleason.
You mentioned it, Jim. Look at how much the focus of this power play goes to the top. And what that means is you got to get shooting lanes. You can't overreact. And this is a quick little bump back. A fake shot by Markov, but a nice job of Bernier. Look at how neat and tidy he was. He was square to the shot and not only made the save, but able to hold on to the rebound.
Having Markov and Subban together, Markov knows exactly where that one-timer has got to be passed to, on his back foot. The only player in the league who plays more on the power play than Subban is Ovechkin. That tells you how much this guy's on the ice.
Markov with a one-timer, and it was blocked partially by McClement. Max Pacioretty not playing the half-court anymore in the power play. He's high in the slot here. Brendan Gallagher, David Desharnais, Pacioretty trying to get open in front of the goal. Desharnais up the boards, trying to draw the defender in, and he did long enough to get the puck to Subban. He just about fell down with his indecision. David Desharnais, Markov, Pacioretty, quick shot, and Bernier was over in a hurry. Desharnais, Gallagher behind the net. Pacioretty in the slot. Subban, Markov, no one-timer here. Now he'll move the puck in. Pacioretty, Subban shoots, Bernier to save. Rebound, and the Leafs can't quite get it out of their own zone. Markov held it in. Desharnais, Subban takes the shot just wide of the goal. Markov and Subban have been on for the whole power play. Here's Subban, Markov takes the shot, deflected, Gallagher scores! With 11 seconds left in the penalty to Carl Gunnarsson. It was set up by a PK Subban shot, but Brendan Gallagher ties the game 1-1.
Well, if you're going to be focusing on the big shots from the points, you got to have traffic in front. And the Canadians get a bit of a break here. Watch, the Markov shot gets tipped by Gallagher first, hits Pacioretty right in the back. And for a split second, everybody on the Leafs didn't know where the puck was. Watch, Gallagher gets his stick on it, hits Pacioretty in the back. The look of Bernier, he has no idea where that went. A little bit of bad luck, Glenn.
Certainly is, but you see where they generate their offense from. You know, 4 shots on that power play from PK Subban, 1 from Markov, and you throw it at the net, and hey, yeah, it's luck, and it happens, and it's right on that player's stick who likes to score goals. He's the only one in the building who knew where the puck was.
And as Gallagher hadn't scored in 6 games, and he gets his 12th.
It was interesting, after the goal goes in, PK makes his way past the Leaf bench and is chirping Gleason, who took a bump at him to shift the whistle before. A little game within the game.
Game has changed a little bit here, hasn't it? The Canadians have come on. They got the power play because of a turnover, and they got the goal that tied it 1-1 after they were outplayed for the first 10 minutes of the game. Lupul with a centering pass. Gleason was in front of the goal. Carey Price got knocked right back in it. Here's Thomas Plekanec. He's got Eller with him. And Gionta, who shoots just wide. PK's right back on with Markov. The centering pass got by Plekanec. And here's a 3-on-2 for Toronto. Lupul. Kadri. That deflected off Markov into the netting.
Okay, let's take a look at the game within the game, guys. So Montreal, they got a pretty good power play going, and you know the guy who makes it work, the straw who stirs the drink, is Subban. So take a bump anytime you can at him, but skilled players find a way to make a difference, and PK does here, and he lets the bench know, yep, didn't affect me at all. It's 1-1, baby.
And the shots are now 10-9 favoring Toronto.
What an oddity on home ice too, Jim. The power play for the Leafs, first in the NHL on home ice. The penalty kill for the Leafs, dead last on home ice.
Puck hit a linesman, turned it over, pressed to the front of the net for Briere. He was checked by Mason Raymond, back checking. Here's Peter Holland. A shoot in for Troy Bodie to go after against Frankie Bouillon. Subban looking for the puck and gets a hold of it. In comes Jake Gardiner. Good pitch to hold the puck in. Bodie hit the side of the net and fell down. Holland's shot hit the side of the net. Mason Raymond from the blue line. Gardiner to Raymond. He takes the shot, and Carey Price has got it. And he stops play. We invite you to take your game to the next level with Hockey Night's Second Screen. Interact and compete for prizes. Be a part of our broadcast. Join us at cbcsports.ca/second screen. Michel Therrien really working his bench here and has got all sorts of different line combinations. We haven't seen much of rookie Jonas Nattinen since his first shift of the game.
That's a tough task. Your first game and a big one here, a huge rivalry at the ACC.
David Desharnais to take the draw here against Tyler Bozak. Leafs top line on the ice for an attacking zone face-off.
The defenders are arguing they get to change when Van Riemsdyk moves. They are the last ones to get set.
Bozak won the draw. Van Riemsdyk to Dion Phaneuf. He was on his backhand. Chipped the puck to the net, and Carey Price covers up.
When you think of this game, how important it is for the Toronto Maple Leafs. There's one given in the Eastern Conference. You can win your Atlantic Division. If you're in the top 3 teams, you can make the playoffs and guarantee your spot. Jim, this game's so important for Toronto. 6 points back of Montreal. Montreal a game in hand, and you know that's got to be clear on the minds. You don't want that gap to get to 8 with that game in hand.
5th time this season they've won 3 in a row. They haven't broken through and won 4 in a row yet. And they can do that tonight.
Montreal's been on the win-lose for about 7 or 8 games now.
8 in a row where it's a win followed by a loss, followed by a win. And you're right, Simmer, Toronto goes on the road for 4 after this. Not going to be easy on the road. You're not going to get your last change. Randy's a matchup guy. And I think what you do is you survive the day until you get the cavalry coming, which is David Bolland. So if you can stay in the hunt, you're being chased by about 7 teams for 2 spots. Stay in it. Bolland comes back. It's like adding a player at the trade deadline without a deal.
Just make sure you don't have the long losing streak.
A tough task to come back though for Bolland. It's not like the smooth skating Karlsson coming back amazingly. That's a tough grind as a type of player that he is to get back and be really effective right from the get-go.
You think about his effectiveness. I mean, November 2nd, Toronto was first in the Atlantic. Since his injury, it has been a decline.
Let's bring in David Amber.
Yeah, guys, well, listen, we all know Bolland's been out since November 2nd with a torn tendon in his ankle. He has skated now 4 times in the last week. Lots of pain, though, not close to coming back. No timetable set for his return. You can see him laboring there. Told me a lot of friends and former teammates have reached out to him, including Habs player Brandon Prust, who he played with in London. Guys?
Meantime, they need some better performances out of people like Nazem Kadri, and they're getting one tonight from him so far. And he's on the ice here as the first period comes to an end with Pacioretty and Joffrey Lupul nose to nose. Hockey Day in Canada, presented by Scotiabank, is hosted from Lloydminster, Saskatchewan and Alberta tonight. And Don Cherry, Ron McLean will have coach's corner from there when we come back. Kadri and Gallagher responsible for goals early on.
Welcome back. We've got your all-access pass to the NHL. It's NHL Revealed, 9 o'clock on Thursday. You don't want to miss that on CBC TV. And check this out. Look who's here for Scotiabank Hockey Day in Canada, the one and only Kobe Bryant. The Lakers in town tomorrow, of course, to take on the Toronto Raptors. Jim?
They see a pretty good hockey game, too. These two teams, when they get together, don't usually disappoint. They didn't in the first period. Good fast pace. Goals by Brendan Gallagher and Cody Franson and Joffrey Lupul knocked down. There's been a little bad blood early on.
Yeah, you got some good gamesmanship. You saw Kadri get knocked down, and then after the whistle, Plekanec goes after Lupul. Offside there as Lupul fell, and that was clearly after the whistle. This is what it should be, a good rivalry over the ages. Gleason comes in, has a chat. There's a whole lot of chirping going on, that's for sure.
That's an easy one. That's a freebie. Free shot. It was Lupul and Pacioretty that were going at it at the end of the period.
There's Cody Franson jumping in, but he couldn't get control of the puck. Ryan Giontek gave it away and didn't clear it. Chance to make good. Markov up the board. There's some sloppy play by the Canadians, but they do get out. Lars Eller, Thomas Plekanec, Brian Gionta missed the puck in front of the net. Birthday boy Brian Gionta, 32 today, just about got Montreal a 2-1 lead. Alexei Emelin. Here's Lars Eller. He's got some room to skate. Leafs were on a change. And cross-check by James Van Riemsdyk. Plekanec dumps the puck in deep. Gionta trying to center. He did, in fact, with Nikolai Kulemans there. James Van Riemsdyk can't get by Josh Georges. And PK Subban gets the puck to center. Pacioretty dumps it in. Gunnarsson back. David Desharnais gets a lick in at him. Dion Phaneuf. Back and forth hockey right now. Carl Gunnarsson. Subban wanted to hit him. Gunnarsson chipped the puck in and goes after it. Georges is back. To Pacioretty, going the wrong way, gets turned around, and out he comes to center. He tried to pass for Brendan Gallagher. There was not on his stick, and PK Subban gets the puck at center and dumps it in. There's Gallagher. And 8 shots on goal the other night. Here's a chance in front of the net for Danny Briere coming in off the bench. On a deflected pass. Back the other way, carrying the puck to center, Tyler Bozak. And he'll dump the puck in. Neither team able to establish any real pressure in the attacking zone right now. Frankie Bouillon started at a breakout to center. Brandon Prust. Here's Nathan Beaulieu. Defenseman is in deep. Peter Holland gets the puck and sends Mason Raymond away. One man back, it's Bouillon. One-on-one, Raymond stops up. Thought about going to Morgan Riley. Meantime, there's a fight behind the play. And Mason Raymond, the puck carrier, had no idea. Brandon Prust is in it with Troy Bodie. It was like 2 different events. It was like a 3-ring circus, and there was one event in one ring, and they were playing in the other.
I'm surprised that Danny Leroux just allowed it to happen. I mean, the gloves were off for a good 10 seconds before they even started fighting. And all the while, Jim, you were calling a 2-on-1 at the other end. It'd be amazing to see. You could see the discussion in the corner of your screen, but the play's coming down. The refs both had their whistles in. You could see at the far end. The play's still alive at this point.
Yeah, the discussion and negotiation began at center ice, and then it carried on. Now, it has been all the big boys trying to create physical play. And at the end of the first period, it was Pacioretty and it was Lupul. And we have seen PK Subban. He's been hit. We've seen Kadri fight or take a big run at Georges. And watch this, Pacioretty. And Phaneuf just misses him. What a year for Pacioretty. On pace for 39 goals. If he gets 40, he'd be the first Montreal Canadian to get 40 goals in 20 years. Last guy to do it was Vince Damphousse. What a year.
And another similarity between these two teams, because he's having the kind of season that Phil Kessel is for Toronto. 2 minutes each for roughing, so no fighting majors to Bodie and Prust. So it's 4-on-4. Plekanec, Gionta, Markov joined the rush, went to the front of the net. Plekanec got the puck and his shot was blocked. Emelin just onside. Barely. Here's Thomas Plekanec. Lifted his stick, moved the puck, quick shot. Emelin is stopped by Bernier, and play is stopped.
Well, that's open ice on that 4-on-4, and if you get standing still, you can create some cross-seam passes. Emelin not known obviously as an offensive guy, but a nifty play by Plekanec, a nice little saucer backhander, and a wise stoppage of play there by Bernier. Just make the save and get regrouped.
No traffic, no velocity, no chance to score there.
Desharnais and Pacioretty come on. Defensively, then the Leafs send out Jay McClement and Nikolai Kulemin with their top defensive pair. Dion Phaneuf has the puck. Moves it ahead, Jay McClement. 2-on-2 at center. He's in on Georges and Subban. Subban was poke check. Josh Georges gets the puck. And he'll start out. David Desharnais. McClement is taking a run at him. And PK turns back. Pacioretty deep in his own zone. Good job by the Leafs containing these top two forwards on 4-on-4 for Montreal. Subban lost control of the puck. Kulemin for McClement. George is up the board. PK will try again to get out of his own zone. Now there's a chance at center. Pacioretty. It's 2-on-3 here, and he can't get by Phaneuf. Morgan Rielly has the puck. Threw it around the wing. From the blue line, Subban took a pass from Desharnais. David is open now at the blue line, and PK skates back towards him. Nathan Beaulieu. Wide of the net in front. Pacioretty had his stick checked by Dion Phaneuf at the last second. Kadri had the puck get away from him. Nathan Beaulieu, the former St. John's Sea Dog. Spun around by Kadri. Joffrey Lupul's there as well. Crashes into the boards and gets the puck to Kadri. Up for Morgan Rielly, who's pitching in against Eller. Kept the puck in. Penalties are over. It's 5-on-5. Kadri in deep for Joffrey Lupul. Subban's been on for a while. Brandon Prust with a dangerous cross-ice pass that was tipped and almost intercepted. And now the Canadians regroup. Subban needs to get off. Eller can't get through center, so PK's going nowhere. And now the shoot-in. And Pernell Carl goes to the bench. Peter Holland out of his own zone for Toronto. Here's Joffrey Lupul. Mason Raymond's over on the other side. Gets the puck, fires the shot over top of the net. Puck comes back to Gleason, and a bouncing puck. Blocked by Brandon Prust and sent to center. Gleason shoots it right back in, but it's over the boards and out of play. Good physical game, Glenn.
So let's take a look at that. Huey, it has been a very physical game. That's the first shift of the game for Calgary. Gallagher, Phaneuf. It has been the big boys that have been engaged. James Van Riemsdyk. Watch the mark-off for Clement. PK Subban McClement battle. All the best players on both teams have shown up ready to play in the trenches, which is unusual. It's usually the third and fourth line guys that get it done. Not here tonight.
There's a fourth line shift for both teams, and Montreal's fourth line is different now. Danny Briere is centering it with Michael Bournival and George Parros, because Jonas Nattinen, the Finnish rookie, and got two shifts in the first period, got in trouble and got a seat on the bench.
Yeah, I don't think Michel Therrien in a tight game like this, in a physical one, fast-paced, has the confidence of the youngster.
What about the foot speed, really, to keep up with the pace of a Saturday night game, coast to coast? Too much, too early, too soon for him.
He's got 5 goals and 11 points in 37 games in Hamilton. And you know, as a coach, the one thing when you just don't know the player that well, don't have faith, this is such an important game, and with it being tight early on and a couple of tough shifts, I think it might be a while till he gets back on.
First shift he lost a faceoff. Second shift he just about got scored upon with his line mates. But he's got a great seat.
Well, that's part of the balance of developing young players, isn't it? And why so often they end up staying a little bit longer in the American Hockey League and playing a more significant role.
Canadians get the draw. They've been a little better at that than Toronto in the game so far. Cody Franson with a breakout. Kadri turns back.
With that being said, Jim, what a message for Rene Bourque. A healthy scratch tonight when you see that. Just 2 shifts in a period. He's really been struggling with his game, and the message was pretty clear today.
Douglas Murray, Rafael Diaz also scratched tonight. Diaz, they say, has the flu. Subban. Here's Josh Georges, a D-to-D pass and a weak shot on goal, but there's a rebound off Bernier and a loose puck in front. Knocked back to Georges. Subban dishes off to Thomas Plekanec to the net, tipped by Gianna to the corner. Georges is in deep, his centering pass is tipped. And a close call there as Travis Moen tipped the puck into the corner. Moen back up here on the Plekanec line. Subban goes for a skate with the puck thrust to the net. The trailer drills the puck. That's Lars Eller, and it's blocked before it got through to Jonathan Bernier.
A great rush by Subban. You can see the crowd's reaction, but quite a saucer backhand pass that almost created a goal.
Can't wait to see him on the big ice.
Yeah, you got a lot of options there, don't you?
Such a good skater. He's going to create some offense.
It's hockey IQ too, guys. He knows Gleason's up ice, and so he takes advantage of it.
And a close call for Brandon Prust. He was stopped by Jonathan Bernier. And Mason Raymond gets the puck through center. Bodie chasing after it. Bouillon knocked it away to center. Battle at the blue line. Michael Porteval. Lars Eller with Brandon Prust. Another new look line. In the last couple of games, Michel Therrien had probably 20 different combinations that he's used.
And Eller has reacted pretty well tonight. He hasn't had a point in 6. But he's had a good start. He just created a couple of good chances there again.
I think they need him back in the middle because they're not deep enough at center, don't you?
I do. And you miss Galchenyuk. It's a big loss for them right now as well.
Really big loss. They're just not deep enough to lose good forwards. There's Phil Kessel for Toronto, driving wide with a shot. Kicked aside by Carey Price. PK, has he left the ice in this period? There's a long pass for Pat Chiretti. In on Dion Phaneuf. Gets some help from Gallagher. Good poke check there by Carl Gunnarsson. Bozak back the other way as these teams go end-to-end again. Josh Georges to Subban and to Max Pacioretty. Top lines are head-to-head. In comes Gallagher. Pass was behind Pacioretty, but he goes to fetch the puck. Throws the puck back in the net. David Desharnais found Pacioretty. He hit the post. What a great pass by Desharnais. Here he is again with a crowd forming in front. Guess who's getting pounded around the goal is Brendan Gallagher, and there's a penalty coming up to Toronto. Brendan Gallagher leads the league in goaltender interference penalties because he's always around the net, but he can draw penalties too, and he got Cody Franson to take a penalty on him right there. The hockey team was named today on Hockey Day in Canada from Lloydminster, and Brad Bowden, Billy Bridges, Adam Dixon in attendance tonight at the Leaf Canadiens game. Congratulations to all of those named to this sledge hockey team that's headed for Sochi.
You see PK just get the puck, take advantage of his speed, a little bit of open ice, and then the backhand saucer that created a great one-time that Bernier had to be sharp on.
Well, what a luxury to have a defenseman who can play comfortably as much as he does in the second period on the long change, so he doesn't get trapped very often.
That was about a minute-and-a-half shift there. He's had 6 of them in this game so far, over a minute.
Well, after that minute-and-a-half shift, he sat on the bench for all of 6 seconds before there was the penalty. Reaches for a new cue. He does that before every single power play. And lucky enough, you have the TV timeout to give him the rest he needs to play this entire 2 minutes.
Ian Markov out again on the power play. It was their shooting that set up the goal by Brendan Gallagher in the first period. They both got assists on the goal. Manny Briere tried to make a pass, knocked down, and the Canadiens have to regroup.
This has been such a streaky power play all year. They came in, they were 1-for-1 against Ottawa. They're 1-for-1 here, but prior to that, 0-for-17. They've had a lot of 0-for streaks and a lot of hot streaks as well.
Now they're in to get set up. Brendan Gallagher's just come out of the power play. Pacioretty and Desharnais set line with him. Subban to Markov and back just onside. David Desharnais, Pacioretty's in the slot. Markov, Subban couldn't get the one-timer. He moves in. Desharnais centering that one off Tim Gleason in behind the net. Desharnais, Subban, Markov decides not to shoot. Gallagher's parked in front of the net. Desharnais looking for Pacioretty. He's in traffic, and Mason Raymond gets the puck and clears it.
Good job collapsing back there. So much, as we mentioned, out top. You got to make sure that you get in shooting lane when it's in Markov's hands or Subban's, but also collapse back to the forward in the high slot.
Nathan Beaulieu comes out on the power play. Subban stays. Lars Eller carries the puck. Passes back. Here's Subban with some room. Decides not to shoot on the other side. Beaulieu fires one. No screen, so Bernier saw that all the way. And Jay McClement sends the puck down the ice just as Cody Franson returns. So the Canadians are 1 for 2 with a man advantage in the game.
I think that's part of the problem at times. All that passing out high, they're supporting down low. Nobody in front of the goaltender.
Beaulieu broke through, tried to pass instead of a shot, and the puck ended up in the corner. Back the other way. Phil Kessel on a breakaway. What a save by Carey Price. What action. End to end in Toronto in a 1-1 tie between great rivals Montreal and Toronto. Phil Kessel on a breakaway, and Carey Price stoned him. Dan Bilesma should probably keep these two together in Sochi because they've figured each other out real well.
I think they got a feel for one another. Okay, it's a bad PK Subban change. Kessel gets the glove taken away. You know he wants to go high glove. Price takes it away. 37.8 kilometers an hour. Kessel skated up the ice. Talk about fast. And Subban knows that he shouldn't have changed. Stayed out for 1:50, not the full 2 minutes. My bad. Right? That's a bad change by me. I can last 10 more seconds.
Kessel's on the ice again after the TV timeout. Jake Gardner's screen shot was blocked by Brandon Prust, but he gets the puck back. Kessel snaps his shot. That deflected wide of the net. Van Riemsdyk in tight. And the Canadians collapsed and got the puck. Danny Briere, Michael Bournival, and Brandon Prust together here. Good rush by Bournival, and now Emelin pinches in, holds the puck in. Bournival to Prust, and back. Emelin wanted to go over to Georges, decided he better not. Brandon Prust trying to cycle back here for Bournival. And the puck's taken away, and the Maple Leafs get to center. Van Riemsdyk to Kessel. His pass to Bozak. Had to turn and get it, and he threw the puck wide of the net into the corner. Van Riemsdyk held the puck in. Georges to Michael Bournival. To Danny Briere. Canadians scrambling to change off the bench. Gionta takes the shot. And Bernier made the save and hangs on.
It's time for the Captain Morgan Icebreaker. Why not try a Captain and Cola? Captain Morgan, the official rum sponsor of the NHL.
Well, Michel Therrien got through a shift where he had a third or a fourth line. I'm not sure which one it is. They're sort of interchangeable out against the Kessel, Van Riemsdyk, Bozak group.
Now comes with his best line, and that forces Carlisle to get Gunnarsson and Phaneuf off the bench and out there for this one.
Dion Phaneuf up the boards to center. Gallagher, Desharnais, and Pacioretty up against the Kadri line. Brendan Gallagher working his way towards the front of the net. Couldn't get the puck through to Pacioretty, and Kuhlman takes off. Gets the puck to the net. Carey Price. Bouillon bounces the puck to center. Pacioretty to Desharnais, and traffic, puck's knocked away, and Markov brought it over the blue line offside.
Well, Glenn talked earlier about Van Riemsdyk and Kessel being together in the American team, but I think they've been pretty welcoming of Tyler Bozak back. In the last 9 games since Bozak returned from injury, this is the body of work of the top line. It's been the reason why they've been able to get on a good hot streak, winning the last 3 in a row. 13 of the team's 23 goals have come from these 3.
Well, it seems if that trio doesn't get it going, the club doesn't win.
And neither of these teams gets much from the bottom 6 forwards. 24 bottom 6 goals for Montreal. And even less than that for Toronto, 16.
And this is why you throw Kessel on a makeshift line here, Holland and Raymond, and throw some speed on that outside.
Get him a little extra ice. Here's PK Subban, triple teamed. And the puck came back to Josh Georges. Up the boards, Kessel held it in. Mason Raymond with Peter Holland. Raymond couldn't shoot, now he's looking for Kessel, he scores! This time it's Mason Raymond who makes the pretty play, and Phil Kessel scores the goal to make it 2-1 Toronto.
And Raymond's fortunate he didn't get a hooking call. A lot of times you see that stick out horizontally. Watch the play as George is going after it. You be the judge. A little bit of a can opener, creates the turnover. Kessel starts it with the little bump back, but a heads-up play by Raymond. Doesn't panic, knows where he's got his guy coming late. And Phil Kessel, as he's done all season long, we're in the right place at the right time, back to the net, stick on the ice, and makes no mistake.
It is ironic that 4 Canadians face Mason Raymond, and the guy who's most dangerous for the Leafs is stealth-like. Canadians had 2 chances to get the puck out, one by Subban, one by Georges, and the only way they get it out now is through the referee's hands at center ice.
An interesting call by Randy Carlyle to put that line together, and he gets a goal. He gets some extra ice for Kessel. He gets a goal right away. I'd be curious to know what made him think of putting that group together at that time.
Well, at times earlier on, we've seen Kessel with the makeshift fourth line. But that one there, he must not have liked something with that matchup, because it wasn't very long for Van Riemsdyk. You could see Bergevin maybe wanted a penalty as well. But a heads-up play by Mason Raymond, not panicking and just throwing it into traffic.
Bourneval got hit hard in the corner by Tim Gleason. Buchanich with a shot, no screen, so an easy save for Bernier. Gleason involved here with Bourneval again. He's trying to come back at him. And an offside call against Montreal. A dying man confesses to murder, but Detective Murdoch suspects the killer is still at large. Watch an all-new Murdoch Mysteries Monday night at 8 on CBC TV. Now Kessel's back out with his usual line mates. Tyler Bozak, James Van Riemsdyk. Peter Holland and Mason Raymond discussing whether or not they'd like Kessel on their line all the time.
Yes, exactly.
Get in line, there's a few others that want him there too.
You know, he's such a streaky scorer, but that makes it a 5-game scoring streak right now. 3 goals and 9 points.
There's Max Pacioretty, head-to-head the top lines again. Brendan Gallagher, Josh Georges, back in for Gallagher, and dangerously back to Georges again, but he got the puck into David Desharnais. He's chased by Bozak. Gallagher with a quick shot, Bernier with the save. Pacioretty to the corner, Bozak. With a crafty little play to Dion Phaneuf. That allows the Leafs to get out. Van Riemsdyk drives wide. Phaneuf goes to the net. Carey Price makes a nice save. When it looked like the pass might go to Phaneuf, Van Riemsdyk decided to shoot, just as Phil Kessel did, in getting his 23rd of the season to give Randy Carlyle a 2-1 lead. As coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs, it's hard work answering a lot of questions, but Randy Carlyle here gives it 110%.
We know Bode's, he's a pretty honest player, up and down banging winger, energy, get on the puck, on the forecheck, use his body, be physical when it presents itself, be responsible defensively, be strong along the wall. Get the pucks in, get the pucks out when you have the opportunity.
Cliches are us, huh?
There's our cliche counter. Even Randy'd have a good laugh at that, wouldn't he? Thank goodness there's no tomorrow.
Imagine answering questions from us every day.
Oh, gosh.
You talk about the players in the dog days of January. He's there already.
There's Nazem Kadri to the front of the net. And Nikolai Kulemin couldn't bury it. Close call again. Kadri just about had himself another point.
Yeah, thank Lupul for starting that. Great job losing the draw and then going hard and getting a winger win.
And an icing call against Toronto now. And let's have a look back on this close call.
Well, it's about being prepared off a face-off, and watch as the puck goes back in the corner. Look how quickly Lupul jumps. I think he totally surprised Emelin, and then from his knees able to get that puck, and a little bit of a bad break for Kulemin as that went 5-hole on Price, but just missed the outside.
Leafs have got more than one line going tonight, and partly because of that, they've got a 2-1 lead. Kadri had a great first period. Out here with Kulemin and Lupul again. Michael Bourneval, there's a slash in front of the net by Prost on Franzen, who's pretty mad about it. Beaulieu takes a shot that goes wide of the net. Bouillon holds the puck in. Gleason stepped in front of Danny Briere. And Kuhlman gets the puck to center. Leafs need a change here. Shooting and Brandon Prost, while the Leafs are changing, gets in after the puck. Franzen trying to get to the puck first against Briere.
Franzen wanted a penalty. He was yelling at Denny Leroux. He took the one you mentioned, Jim, a little slash from Prost. He took another one at the back end.
Here's Peter Holland. This time he's out with Van Riemsdyk and Kessel. And Subban looks like he wants to stop play. Francis Chiron's not going to do it for him. Comes back to Gunnarsson. He'll just hold it in. Peter Holland up the boards. Phaneuf had to turn. He fires a shot that was partially blocked and cleared by Georges. And a breakaway pass intended for David Desharnais. Got to the puck. Pacioretty. Gallagher streaks to the net. What a hard shot by Pacioretty. Went off Bernier and then off the glass. And here comes Phil Kessel the other way. In on Subban. And Riemsdyk. Wraparound attempt, and Price would have none of it. Montreal's turn now. Pacioretty from Markov. Stops up. Markov went to the net. Now to the boards after the puck. Around for Brendan Gallagher. The other number 11 is there. Shane McClement can't get by Pacioretty. A second effort. Can't get by Emelin. He holds the puck in, and Kessel has all sorts of time as he looked over and saw Montreal changing. So he takes his time. Beats the puck ahead. He'll want to get off as well. And now he can as the puck bounces to Price. Ryan Gianta. An aerial. Lars Eller can't knock it down. Troy Bodie shoots it in. He'll go after the puck. He's held up. And Yemelin's going to take a penalty here for a little hold-up and interference on Troy Bodie, who was trying to forecheck, and Toronto goes back to the power play.
Wasn't that one of the cliches? He's a good chip the puck in, get after it, draw a penalty.
Well, clearly Toronto has used their speed on this D. And when you use your speed on the D, well, you're either going to take a penalty like this. We know they've got speed up front, but let's take a look at the goal. Same thing. It's all about nice, easy dump, but get speed on their defense. Defense don't move the puck. They don't have winger support. Goes back around to Georges. Again, no winger support. Good speed by Mason Raymond. Then there's the turnover. Turnover leads to what ends up being what would be now the game-winning goal. Speed on the defense. Ottawa did it, and the Leafs are taking a page out of their songbook.
Phil Kessel just had a long shift, so he doesn't get to start this power play. Kadri does with Lupul and Raymond. Morgan Rielly and Jake Gardiner. Here's Gardiner. Lupul parked in front of the net. Morgan Rielly down the boards. Quick pass from Raymond to Gardiner. Fires a shot, deflected just wide. Raymond got to the puck first, outside this four-man box. Kadri to the blue line. Gets a return pass from Rielly. Slap pass. Raymond scores! Beauty. Been a pretty goal night, hasn't it? Mason Raymond from Nazem Kadri, and it's 3-1 Toronto on the power play.
Well, this is a heck of a play by Kadri, but right from the get-go, this power play had a real purpose. Look at the quick puck movement. Lots of purpose in everybody. A fake shot that goes through two sticks. That's one where PK Subban had an opportunity to get the stick away. Look at Moen just a little late. A hard slapper and a heads-up play by Raymond. As he didn't try to force that quickly. He made sure he got control and made sure he put it the only place that Price couldn't get to it, and that's in the top half of the net.
Well, just an effective pass. Lots of mustard on it. So as a result, Price can't get over in time. If the pass is slower, you give Price a chance to get across. Think about the chance in the first period Mason Raymond had. He was hoping for a hurry hard and a curling sweeper. Price got across to that one, not this one. All about Kadri's pass.
17:47 the time of the goal, so a late second period power play goal to make it 3-1. Kadri and Rielly got assists on the 13th goal of Mason Raymond's season. Now the Canadians need some offense badly, and they've got the right line on the ice. Pacioretty centering pass. Desharnais knocked down in front of the goal. Dion Phaneuf out to center. And Riemsdyk wheels in the puck. Kessel trying to hit Bozak. Stick got in the way. Van Riemsdyk in front. There's a loose puck. Kessel can't make it settle down as the puck bounced out to center ice. Bodies all over the place. Again, a collision of the blue line between Pacioretty and Kessel. In comes Franson. Bozak, Van Riemsdyk, poke check. Canadians on a rush with Toronto on a change. And Briere is stopped by Bernier. Frantic action. End to end, and Toronto just about got caught on a change just after they just about scored.
Well, lots of end-to-end opportunities here. Again, the speed through the middle, a little double hit there by Markov, and this one almost went off of Desharnais and through the legs of Price, but Price able to shut the door. And some anxious moments where Michel Therrien, looking for a power play at his end, didn't get it there. Kessel with a battle with Pacioretty and was able to knock him down and not take a penalty.
You see what the long change does, though. It leads to end-to-end chances. There's some talk with the number of shootouts this year. It could be a record. That if in overtime you switch ends, then you've got the long change.
Not a bad idea.
And, you know, in the past 15 years, the most goals have been scored in the second periods of games. I know it's not all about the change, but that number doesn't lie. It has to be a factor in some way.
Hard to get your matchups. Hard to make changes. Players get tired, get trapped.
That's a subtle change that won't affect the integrity of the game at all.
Well, the Leafs definitely like it. They came into this game with 57 goals in the second period, only 30 in the first and 38 in the third. So there's your point there.
Good play by Franson at the net, but he couldn't clear the puck. Kept in. Bernier can't stop it. And the Canadians' Brian Gionta gets a big late second period goal. 3-2 Toronto.
You see that soccer-like move by Gionta. Standing in front, he knocked it down with his skate, was able to keep control and find a way to get it past Bernier. Good job of not going past the net here. He thinks about going, sees that it's going to be a turnover, kept control of it with his skate, and then right on the doorstep. A little step back, tried to kick it towards Bernier, and that caused problems for the goaltender.
That's a big goal for Montreal. Brian Gionta on his 32nd birthday after Cody Franson had the puck just get away from him. He made a nice play in front of the net, but he couldn't control the puck.
Good heads-up read by Gionta. He was thinking defensively getting back and stayed in.
Well, the Canadians badly needed that, so they closed to within a goal. And some more pushing and shoving. Dion Phaneuf says to Brandon Prust, the last thing I want to do is hurt you, but it's still on my list. Brian Gionta will be along with David Amber after scoring the goal in just a moment. Great game tonight. 3-2 lead for Toronto after 2 on a hockey day in Canada. Five seconds into the third period. At the Air Canada Centre in Toronto with the Maple Leafs up 3-2 after that Brian Gionta goal really gave the Canadians some life late in period number 2. Let's see if they can take advantage. This is Michael Bournival, number 49, with a centering pass. Brandon Prust trying to barge to the net. Couldn't get the puck. Alexei Yemelin. Lars Eller, who's playing with Bournival and Prust. All sorts of different line combinations for Montreal tonight as Mason Raymond, who has 2 points, dumps the puck in.
It was interesting to see the Leafs, though, with Holland, Raymond, and Bodie as the first line to start this third period as well. Lots of mixing and matching going on.
Here's Brian Gionta, centering pass, and saving the day was Gleason. Subban takes the shot just wide of the net. Canadians with some pressure on. Thomas McCannis in his line on the ice. Danny Briere has joined that group with Brian Gionta in front of the net. There's another change for Montreal. Subban trying to get away from Nikolai Kulemin. Georges looked up and lost the puck. Gianna helps him out. Here's Briere trying to get away from Gleason. Turns again. Got out of the way of a run that Nazem Kadri took at him. Pretty good shift from Montreal, a second shift of this third period. Kadri, who's had an excellent game, has 2 points, 2 great passes, moves the puck to Joffrey Lupul. Trying to barge in against Gianna on the wing. Canadians have the puck and they start out again. Buchanan and Kadri were jousting in front of Glenn Healy. Here's Desharnais, fresh off the bench, shoots. Bernier made the save and just covered the rebound in time, and Gallagher's going to get a face full of Leafs, but the puck was loose and he wanted a piece of it.
And I'm going to see if there's any penalties out of this. There's some pointing going on, but I think Gallagher's going to get away with the fact that the puck was bobbled. Lots of things happening in the neutral zone, and a little bit of a bad change by the Leafs. They're slow to get there, and that split second of the puck coming down off the pad, Bernier got his glove down, and everybody going, as I've seen it a million times, a smile on his face, Gallagher.
Well, the Leafs have spent 2 minutes in their own zone, so here's the compete level by 2 stars for both teams. Kadri's been good tonight, one of his best games in a long while. 2 great assists, set up 2 goals. Mechanics knows it, and the crafty vet just shows him who's the boss.
Top lines are head-to-head here once again, and the puck is a souvenir for Glenn Healy. Don't keep that.
It's on eBay right now.
Oh, it's so important to try to bring this lead home if you're the Toronto Maple Leafs on home ice. 17-1-2 they are when they're leading after 2. And that's that late goal, as Glenn said, give Montreal a little bit of a jump here to start the third.
But the Leafs have had some real pace to their game tonight. Don't you think this is as good a game as I've seen them play overall in quite a while?
Now here's the key. Don't give Montreal a point.
Yeah, the old overtime.
No overtime, no shootout. End this thing in regulation.
Guys, what chances do we have of that? Montreal's had 6 of their last 11 in overtime. Toronto 7 of 13. It's almost a foregone conclusion, isn't it? We're going to get there.
28 times they've gone extra time between them so far this season, and the league is on pace for 200 shootouts, as you pointed out, Glenn. That would be a record. Almost 16% of the games in the league have gone to a shootout this season.
Well, this one, if you're the Leafs, the points are so valuable. You can go within 4 of Montreal as you go on a 4-game road trip. So don't give away the one.
They got to head out west. 4-game trip to Phoenix, Dallas, Colorado, Winnipeg. And then they still look forward to the fact that they haven't played in California yet.
Bozak's getting a penalty. We've seen a lot of back and forth and late shots, and Bozak going for a change. Got Gianta, and he's going to argue it, but it's, as I can tell you, you never win those arguments against the official.
Looks like they just finally got fed up with all the late shots.
And it's a roughing call right in front of Glenn Healy.
It's just a couple extra steps that you take. They let the first hit on Gianta go, and it's the second one they decide, okay, we have pretty much had enough. Here's your birthday, love, right there.
Pivotal point in the game. This Toronto penalty killing unit that hasn't been very good at home. They've taken away some of Jay McClement's ice time, so it'll get better. Here's a chance for Markov, and a nice save by Bernier on a setup by PK Subban. He got across on the one-timer, and Markov lamenting the fact he didn't quite get it away as quick as he wanted.
Well, watch how slow the pass is across. You can know that PK Subban doesn't see anybody in front, so wants to delay and get that pass across, but it was slow enough and far enough out that an excellent read by Bernier to get across and be square.
And typically, too, you set up your screen where you know the shot's coming from.
Yeah.
And we want the shot, if you're Montreal, to come from Subban. That's where the screen's set up. So when it goes to the right side of the ice, well, there's no one on the left side of the goalie to stand in front of him.
In they come again. Pacioretty right on goal, and the rebound was steered away from Brendan Gallagher. Subban holds the puck in. Pacioretty, Gallagher. David Desharnais, who was filling in for PK Subban and couldn't stop the puck at the blue line. Penalty killers get a change. Mason Raymond on with James Van Riemsdyk. Gleason and Franson. Subban shoot in. Pacioretty overskated the puck. Desharnais got it back. Markov to Subban. They'll switch sides. The play goes to Desharnais. Gallagher. Gleason stepped in aggressively. He made a nice play, and the puck is deflected by a hand onto the Leaf bench.
Well, you see the read by Gleason. You know, one of the reasons he was brought in here, it certainly isn't for goal scoring. It's for a good read and defensive play. He gets there quickly, good active stick, takes the body, and allows Franson to come in and gather the puck.
Before every power play, PK Subban, give me my twig for the power play. I don't think he's looking for a passer. I think that stick is a shooter. And so when we talk about the traffic in front, the Canadians know the stick he's pulling out is to send it to the net like a missile.
What's the difference? You think it's got a little more curve?
Probably got a little bit more curve, a little more jump on it, maybe a different flex point.
It looks like it has a little bit more of an upshoot. Just watching the hook from the bench and then looking at this one, got a little bit of an upshoot to get it in.
Canadians got the draw. Here's Plekanec with Danny Briere headed for the net. Subban, Markov, no one-timer. PK gets it away, just missed the net. And Dion Phaneuf took the carom off the boards and cleared it.
That was a tough read for Bernier that time too. He was looking through some bodies. He reacted when it hit the boards behind him.
There he comes again. Subban shoots the puck in. Plekanec onto him. Overskated him. Jay McClement will try and clear it up the boards. That's a perfect read by Markov. Down low, got a hold of the puck. And the Canadians have it again. Here's Markov. One-timer, and he missed the net by a millimeter, and the puck comes all the way back down the ice.
Oh, we've seen Markov take a number of one-timers. Don't you think he just tried to put a little too much in that one? He saw great opportunity and maybe overshot it a bit.
Subban again leads the power play in, and this time it goes offside just as the Bozak penalty expired. So the Leafs got through it. The Canadians failed on the power play. That's a huge kill for Toronto.
And there goes the stick back from PK Subban. But this one, yeah, Markov really tried to torque that one, and you could see the reaction. Bernier sliding across them just wide to the outside.
Now the bend that Subban gets on his stick in super slow-mo it's a thing of beauty.
Nobody has a windup like that in the league.
I think it hits the clock.
I tell you, don't you think like Al MacInnis though? Back in the old days, you always used to say, tickle the rafters with every one-timer there.
But it does telegraph what's coming, though.
Well, Al MacInnis, didn't you always think his stick was illegal? We called that stick at least 3 times, and he just looked at the bench and smiled.
Right from the heel, eh? It was a strange oddity, wasn't it?
And a wooden stick, what would he have shot with a synergy stick? So let's take a look at this massive windup. Talk about tickling the rafters. Here's last week against Chicago. Look at the bend on the stick, down on one knee. Everything he has into this shot. This morning, you don't get good in the games if you don't work on it in practice. Practice makes perfect for the games, and the same thing, just big torque on the stick, all 215 pounds into the shot. And that thing's dancing off the stick at about 160 kilometers an hour.
All I ever think of about he and Al MacInnis is blocking it. Van Riemsdyk. Phil Kessel with a swing and a miss.
Not a good feeling.
I can't imagine. Here's Max Pacioretty. Crazy bounce off the boards. Georges to the net. Puck is loose. Bernier had no idea where it was. And when he found it, luckily, he got to it before a Montreal stick.
Well, you see a real urgency for Montreal just throwing everything to the net. And that one, Bernier having a little nod of his head. Yeah, I knew where it was, but he lost sight of it for a split second. Pretty concerted effort. Good hard forecheck by Gallagher and Pacioretty. Gallagher goes hard to the net, and that quick little reaction of Gallagher going in front for Bernier. He lost sight of the puck for a split second, but did a nice job of getting his blocker on it.
Well, why wouldn't you? I mean, you look at the first goal that Gallagher scored off the back of a Maple Leaf right to Gallagher, and then the second goal with 11.2 seconds left off the skate of Gionta. Again, just a thing that shot at the net, and it's a bounce, a lucky one. Those are the 2 goals for Montreal. Nothing tic-tac goal like the Leaf goals. We call garbage goals, so to speak, although no goal is garbage.
Especially not for Montreal. They so struggle to get them, especially at 5-on-5. 28th in the league at 5-on-5 goal scoring. Their power plays really bailed them out all season long. Cody Franson is watched by Danny Briere. Back on this line with Plekanec and Gianna. The Canadians need offense, so they need Briere. Joffrey Lupul. Nazem Kadri, and a return pass is intercepted, and Gianna's got nowhere to go. Here's Briere rushing onto the puck. Tried to get away from Franson, couldn't take the puck with it. Kadri gave it away, got it back. Cody Franson has Lupul just ahead of him. Flips the puck in, there's a race for it, and he thought that Bodie might get there in time, but he couldn't. It's an icing call against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Follow Team Canada on the road to the Olympics with up-to-the-minute results, news, stories, and more at cbc.ca/Olympics. Not long now. You'll be there. Troy Bodie to center. Dumps the puck in, so the Leafs didn't pay for that icing call. Nathan Beaulieu made a pass, hit a skate. PK Subban. Oh, these defensemen are real mobile guys. Here's Pacioretty up high. Missed the net. Subban holds the line. Made a move on Mason Raymond. Passes back. Gallagher's stick exploded. Beaulieu is in deep. Gallagher's got a new stick getting back towards the front of the net. David Desharnais, checked by Dion Phaneuf. Peter Holland is there. And the Leafs retrieve the puck. Raymond to center. Fires a long slap shot in on Carey Price. Holland to Raymond. Phil Kessel coming on late in the change, so there's no one in front to pass to. There's a giveaway. Peter Holland accepts the gift. Mason Raymond in for Phil Kessel. Emelin stepped in, and he moved the puck to Thomas Plekanec. He'll start out for Montreal. Emelin's pass off the boards. Briere couldn't take it, so the Leafs do. Kessel, Van Riemsdyk, Kozak back out together. And Phil Kessel has the puck. Cody Franson. Watched by Plekanec, just dumps the puck in. Pretty controlled game right now. The Leafs would like it to stay that way. I don't think they want to get back into that end-to-end frantic game that was going on earlier.
Well, they need a little offensive push, though. They've been spending a little too much time in their own zone. Only one shot on goal so far for the Leafs.
Tip in front, so Eller couldn't get the puck. Jake Gardiner on a rush. 1-on-4, so he shoots the puck in, then goes after Josh Georges. And PK, and they both go down, but Subban got up first and got the puck to Georges. He smiggled away from a check from Joffrey Lupul. This will be an icing call against Montreal.
Well, a bit of a tired D for the Montreal Canadiens. There's Gallagher on the bench, and can't believe what a great chance he had. A backhand pass from Subban, and didn't get the flex that Glenn was showing on the Subban stick. That one just exploded.
Lars Eller in to take the face-off, where the Canadians have had a slight advantage in the game. Well, 50-50 now. I don't think Jamin Clemens lost a face-off yet tonight for Toronto. This is Peter Holland against Eller, but he's waved out. Brandon Press has got to come in. He's taken about 80 face-offs. He can play center, doesn't normally do it, but lately he's been playing there a lot, and he just got beat on the draw. Mason Raymond to the net. That went off Price. Morgan Rielly back to the front of the net, blocked by Prust, and now he sends the puck out to center to Lars Eller. He's with Bournival, who's headed for the net. Eller, stick handling, opens up some ice. Prust to Bournival, and that went off his skate to the end boards. Back to Prust, he's headed for the net, and Bernier covers up as Eller works on Bodie, who's looking for the loose puck. Been a great night for Nazem Kadri, and the Maple Leafs are ahead 3-2. We'll have a look at Nazem's night when Hockey Night in Canada returns. Our Hockey Night close-up for Subway Restaurants tonight features the play of Nazem Kadri, who's had his best game in a while.
He admitted on our show that he likes the Montreal Canadiens as a kid. Not tonight. Undresses Emelin, sets up the first goal of the hockey game. All-important goal he has created each time he has been on the ice. Head up, trying to create. Carlisle trying to stop things in his own end, and here Mason Raymond gets off the schneid because of a wonderful pass from Kadri on the power play. He's been strong all night. His first 15 minutes were great, and he's carried that on through 2 other periods.
And the Montreal Canadiens have just tied the game on the face-off. It's a 3-3 game, and Randy Carlisle's team needs to get some offense going now.
When you go on percentages, Bozak, the right-handed centerman on the right side, tries to go forehand and get it out, and instead goes right back to the point, and you take a pick. Who got it? Pacioretty's stick looked like it might have hit it. Subban, though, with that quick wrister, gets it through, and it's a double deflection that fools, as you can see, Bernier. He went down thinking it was coming at his body. It went off the far post and in.
Darnay was there. Dion Phaneuf was there. There's the first deflection off Phil Kessel.
I think later on it hit off either a combination of Pacioretty or Phaneuf's stick as well, and clearly was too much for Bernier to find.
Maybe this overhead look will give us a definitive look.
Not from there.
Out a little further. But clearly it fooled Jonathan Bernier, and it ties the game 3-3.
Third strange goal for the Montreal Canadiens. Yeah, just no Picasso here, guys. These guys are painting the barn.
Now the Leafs need to spend some time in this end. The Canadiens have the momentum. They've tied the game. Cody Franson is back for the puck. Desharnais' goal announced in the building, his 8th from PK Subban.
Another example of not always those big slappers that we've been watching from Subban and from Markov. It ends up being a little wrister through traffic that gets its way back.
Now an icing call against Montreal, and an opportunity for the Leafs to get some offense.
Well, you talk about a guy who had such a horrible start. Watch the stick of Desharnais. What a great, that wasn't a mistake. He went after it, and he was able to get it back. 1 assist in the first 19 games. That's his 23rd point now in the last 28.
He had the flu against Ottawa. He actually flew commercial. They didn't want him even on the charter just in case he got anybody sick.
He was in quarantine. Don't you think he should get a goal and an assist on that? He won the draw.
He won the draw. And you could see the struggles for him starting. And talk about perseverance. He and Pacioretty has really been the bright lights offensively up front.
Hey, the mayor from Montreal wanted him traded or sent to the minors.
Peter Holland to Troy Bodie. Mason Raymond is in front of the net. Canadians bounce the puck off the glass, and Buchanan's put it over the glass, out of play. New game starting over at 3-3 midway through the 3rd period. We knew this would be close on Hockey Night in Canada. Any hockey player will tell you the lifeline of every team are the trainers, and on Hockey Day in Canada we like to recognize the equipment men.
Well, you had Trois Rivières, Pierre Gervais on the right there, and you had Papineau from St. Catharines, and all these guys, they do unlimited work for the players. Bobby Hastings from Toronto, Ontario, has been around a long time. And of course, Tommy from Thunder Bay. These guys put it all together. And beside Papineau on the left, if you look up, that's Tommy Naylor, the first guy to invent the skate sharpener. What an invention that is. So these guys, they deserve a little love on Hockey Day in Canada. A lot of them from Canada, a lot of them made their way up through the minors, and here they are in the show. It's their work that makes it great for the players to perform.
Hardest workers in the game, and if you ever want to know the pulse of a team, get to the trainers.
And you never want to tick them off. You always want to, as a player, you want to keep them on your side. They just do so much work for you. And those late nights when teams are coming back and the guys are going into their hotel rooms, it's the trainers getting everything set up for the next day.
So you're saying tipping is not a city in China?
No, it's not.
It's part of the trainer's regime.
Leafs won the draw. Mason Raymond took a shot that was blocked. Brandon Prust breaks out on a pass from Michael Porteval. Josh Georges got caught in no man's land, and now he's trying to get back. Peter Holland with his shoot in, didn't get deep. PK Subban takes a pass from Georges, a long pass for Prust to tip in. Puck just barely got to Bernier. That could have been trouble. It's slowed up in the no zone. Here's Morgan Rielly on a rush. McClement to the net. In comes Peter Holland on a crisscross. And the puck is stolen by Lars Eller, and he moves in on Dion Phaneuf. Can't drag the puck to the net, and Morgan Rielly is there. Stretch pass to Phil Kessel. He couldn't quite handle it, or he was away just coming off the bench. Here's Phaneuf. Bounced by Gianta. Leafs get the puck. A backhander by Van Riemsdyk is stopped by Price. Phaneuf. Van Riemsdyk. Kessel's in front, but the puck was passed into the corner. Giveaway. Bozak shoots, and Price makes a great save. And the Canadians had the puck, had a chance to clear it, couldn't get it out. Now the puck goes up off the glass and falls in front of Gunnarsson. The Canadians thought it should have been stopped because it hit the netting. In behind the net, it's a wild scramble now. Beaulieu goes down. Phil Kessel has the puck. Van Riemsdyk screening. Kessel does a lap, stops and shoots, and that's blocked. Kessel got the puck back. Dumps it in. The most time the Leafs have spent in the attacking zone in this period, and now the Canadians finally get up. They need a change. They didn't get it deep. Back in comes Tyler Bozak, shoots, Price the save, and he reels in the rebound and stops play.
That's a big pushback shift for the top line of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Good pressure, turning pucks over, and Conley a little tap on the pads for Price. Here's the first chance by Bozak. Price thought he could get the rebound, but the battle in front kept it loose, and then the last one, tired at the end of a shift. Bozak just trying to put it on net, but a calm, cool Price able to hold on.
So the Leafs will turn it over to the Cadre line with Kuhlman and Lupul. And Price makes another save. This has been a pretty good line that Randy Carlyle put together. He had to adjust his lines with the absence of David Clarkson. This line's got some offense and defensive position in Kuhlman as well. Lupul double teamed in the corner. Desharnais put the puck up the boards, and Brendan Gallagher gets it up.
Another example of Lupul's been good off the lost draws, getting in and getting after it.
There's Max Pacioretty. Lupul's on him too, back checking, and Jonathan Bernier decides he better cover up the puck at the side of the net. For the 100th time this season, Brendan Gallagher's knocked down at the side of the net.
The Gazette did a great thing with Carey Price. They got Jacques Plant's equipment. Here's him, no, not Jacques' equipment there, but here. Can you imagine wearing this stuff? Well, 47 wins more, and he will pass Jacques Plant. Not wearing Jacques' equipment now, much bigger goaltender, and he's brought some fans with him. There's Jacques. There, hey, Palmy's in the crowd. They never think he was the captain. Another guy wearing a Murray Bannerman mask. Yeah, that's why they stopped serving beer, guys, at the end of the second.
Canadians won another big face-off. Subban, Bourneval shoots. Bernier made the save, and Peter Holland cleared the rebound. Subban has the puck again. Turns away from Mason Raymond.
This is the second straight shift that McClement has been the winger on this line with Holland instead of Bodie. Pretty short bench right now for the Leafs.
That fourth line hasn't played in ages for either team. Lars Eller trying to work the puck loose. Brandon Prust will chase it. Morgan Rielly got there first. Up the boards. Beaulieu kept the puck in for a moment, and it's over and back at the blue line offside.
Right now, it's a bit of a chess game for both coaches. And you mentioned earlier, Jim, that at times Michel Therrien would get that fourth line out there to try to give a bit of a boost. But now that his team has fought back in this game, it's a safe bet that you get the right guys in the right situation.
Well, once you go down that three-line road,
you can't get anyone back into it.
It's hard to get anybody back in the game, and you don't want to try it in a close game. might end up being scored upon.
That's why playoffs are so amazing. Those long marathon overtimes. Sooner or later, someone's got to get back into a game when they haven't played for an awfully long time.
Did that ever happen to you, Greg?
Oh, yeah.
Game, was there a
guy by the name of Peter Klima?
Talking about that.
Only about 2.5 hours between shifts.
Here's Tim Gleason with a pass that's too far for Joffrey Lupul. Back out here with Coleman and Kadri against the Thomas Plekanec centered line. Danny Briere's been on it for about half the game. Coleman with his shooting. Price Cooley to the boards. Bouillon to Giunta, and the Canadians get up. Plekanec has Pacioretty fresh with him. The drop pass taken away by Kadri. Makes a move to get away from Gallagher and then regroups. Toronto's finishing a change here. Dion Phaneuf to Carl Gunnarsson. There's Phil Kessel on his off wing. Puck snatched away by Pacioretty. And he shot the puck in. Gunnarsson to Phaneuf. And the Leafs get out to center. Kessel had the puck knocked off his stick. Rushing to it though. Tyler Bozak to Van Riemsdyk scores! Another pretty goal by Toronto. Great hustle by Bozak and the finish of Van Riemsdyk. 4-3 Leafs.
This is a lucky break for the Leafs. This is a bad pass by Dion Phaneuf. You got to dump in here. No call. Emelin wanted to call on Gunnarsson. Watch Phaneuf though. He forces this one up the boards, and Desharnais has it. He loses it and then knocks it past his own defenseman Markov. Two bad breaks by the Montreal Canadiens, and on the doorstep, Van Riemsdyk makes them pay.
Emelin undressed in goal one and doesn't pick up Van Riemsdyk for what would be the game winner.
Well, what great hustle by Bozak. You can see his eyes light up from here as soon as that puck got dislodged.
Well, he couldn't believe it. Desharnais was standing right in front of the puck and ended up knocking it right past his own defenseman.
Well, the Canadians got another comeback in them tonight, down 4-3. They get into the attacking zone right away, but the puck was knocked out of the air by a high stick. Van Riemsdyk from Bozak and Kessel, because the puck hit his stick on the way through the neutral zone, gets a second assist, and the Maple Leafs are ahead 4-3 on Hockey Night in Canada. As Glenn often says, one team's painting a Picasso, the other's painting the barn, and here's another pretty goal from Toronto.
Well, here's the play right through Desharnais. Tries to help out by going after Kessel. Knocks the puck past his defenseman, and a perfect pass by Bozak.
Oh, two storied franchises. They met 15 times in the postseason. And there's JVR flying the flag.
Where have you seen that before?
Well, that's right in the face of PK Subban. Scores in overtime. Big celebration. That was questioned. But he did the exact same thing as he left the ice, pulling on the front of the sweater. Hey, in '67, these two teams met in the Stanley Cup final. The last time the Leafs won the Stanley Cup. A lot of tradition and history between these two brands.
Game number 722 between the franchises tonight. Jonathan Bernier has never won a game against Montreal. Here's Nazem Kadri. Still a ways to go in this one, under 5 minutes. Nathan Beaulieu in a little trouble, but he got the puck to center. A pass for Gianta's intercepted. Lupul to Kadri. They'll want to chip in and chip out. Play the over and over game now. Out over their blue line, in over theirs for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Nathan Beaulieu, he's had some good-looking rushes tonight. He got caught there, though. The puck was chopped away from him. Kuhlman goes down hard. Gallagher to Subban. David Desharnais gives the puck to Pacioretty. He shoots and no screen. And Jonathan Bernier came way out and cut down the angle and made a nice save.
Oh, I think Pacioretty might have had a little bit more time too. Gallagher did an excellent job of driving to the net. Watch what that did. It brought Dion Phaneuf over to the other side. Van Riemsdyk down, but that's a save that Bernier just out aggressively at the top of his circle, and Pacioretty couldn't find a hole.
Pacioretty stopped in front of the net and watched that replay on the big screen overhead before he went back to the faceoff.
Yeah, you know as a player when you didn't get the shot that you wanted. Looked promising and then didn't quite happen.
Probably wondering, you mean I had more time than this?
Yeah.
And how do they let him be that wide open? He's the only one who really can score 5-on-5.
David Desharnais, that's close to a penalty on Gunnarsson. It was all over him. Dion Phaneuf. Slowly to center. Makes sure, got the puck to Kessel, and he backhanded it in. Van Riemsdyk goes after Subban. PK looks up off the glass, got the puck out to center, then he went down, he got hooked up. There's a shot by Gallagher that's stopped by Bernier. The rebound is chipped into the corner. There's a lot going on there as PK was flailing all over the place at center as Gallagher got that chance.
Right, Gallagher's been a thorn in the side yet again, hasn't he?
Smart play by Van Riemsdyk there. He holds on to PK Subban. Canadians can't come in the zone and be offside. He kills about 25 seconds of the game.
Jay McClement trying to get the puck out of his own zone. He gets a second chance to move up to center ice, and Peter Holland takes his time, makes sure, gets the puck deep with 3 minutes to go. McClement with him, and so is Mason Raymond. And another different look line for Toronto. Back the other way. Michael Bournival trying to center and went off a stick, and now a foot race, and Mason Raymond's likely to win that up against Lars Eller, who did a nice job of squeezing him off and taking the puck. Nathan Beaulieu as Josh George is with him. Looks like Subban and Markov are going to spend some time together at the end of the game as the Canadians try to catch up. Plekanec line coming back on. Brian Gionta and Danny Briere, but the Canadians can't get out of their own zone. Now Plekanec does to Gionta. Back to the front of the net. Briere has to chase the puck into the corner. Franson checked him. Lupul is there. Had the puck for a second. Now Briere's trying to get it. Cody Franson takes over. Off the boards. Nazem Kadri took a hit to make the play and made sure he got the puck out, and he didn't ice it. Leafs get another change with under 2 minutes to go. Subban and Markov start to center. Plekanec with the shoot in, and the play is just offside.
James Van Riemsdyk may have the game winner, but he's done some really good things without the puck. And here's what he did to tick off about 25 seconds. Canadians can't come in the zone because it'd be offside. Automatic whistle. Tick-tock, that's the clock. And then in the first period, this is where he sets the table. Sets the table with a real big hit.
Crazy bounce for Jonathan Bernier. And he's able to cover up as the puck looked like it was coming around on the glass, and it came straight back out. And he's at least able to have a little chuckle over this.
Not often do you hear the collective gasp of the fans. You can see it went right off the top of the net. He thought it was going to spin around. Watch his reaction. Almost hits his head, and it does hit his head and then hits the crossbar. That's almost as bad. He's given up one gap the game against Carolina here, where it ended up being the game-winning goal. He's trying to see that one again up on the screen. Can't believe it.
You can line pucks up
and never do that.
Never.
Canadians win another draw. Here's PK Subban. Markov shoots. Great save by Bernier. Carey Price is still in the goal. Might leave soon, though. Off the boards. Brendan Gallagher to the front of the net. Markov shoots. Missed the net. Gallagher hustles after the puck. Subban's back at the point. Pacioretty turns and fires, and he missed the net. Goaltender's still in now. Price is headed to the bench. David Desharnais, just as the puck is taken by McClement and cleared down the ice. So the extra attacker is on with 1:15 to go in the third period. And here comes Subban to Thomas Plekanec. The shoot in, Bernier stops that. But Dion Phaneuf couldn't clear the puck up the boards, but a big hit by Kadri. Got the puck to the blue line. Subban kept it in. Desharnais. Markov tried to pass, hit a leg. Subban has to back up. Markov to Plekanec. Almost gave the puck away. Lupul got it to center no further. David Desharnais comes scrambling back in. Dropped the puck back, and it came outside the line. Subban gets away from Kuhlman. Has mates trapped offside, so he had to turn back. Canadians trying to get one last change in. Up the middle, Eller to Pacioretty. crowd forms in front. The puck didn't get there. Plekanec from behind the net. Kadri took a run at him, knocked him down. Eller stapled to the boards by Gleason and held. Gionta trying to dig the puck loose, and he does. Markov to Subban. Off the boards, he can't get the shot. Kulemin was right there. Leafs get the puck. Joffrey Lupul with an empty net. Trying to get away from Eller. Hit the post, but this is going to be a goal.
That should be a goal. Yes, it is.
A goal awarded to Joffrey Lupul, and it's a 5-3 Maple Leaf lead with 4 frantic seconds to go. What a determined effort for Joffrey Lupul right from the blue line on.
Well, this game started with a good frantic pace, lots of aggressive play, good speed at both ends, and it ends the same way. The Leafs hold on with great chances, and at the end, a good individual effort. Kadri was going hard on Plekanec that entire shift, got end of a long shift, did it along the boards, battled around. Refs put their whistles away, both guys hacking and whacking at each other in desperate times.
A drop of the puck and a tick of the final few seconds, and a huge win for the Maple Leafs. For the first time this season, they've won 4 games in a row, and it didn't take a shootout as they defeated the Montreal Canadiens 5-3 in a beauty befitting Hockey Day in Canada. Pretty complete game for Toronto tonight. It's some good performances from Lupul, from Mason Raymond, from Nazem Kadri. Jonathan Bernier, who got a scare late in the game. But as the Leafs head out on a 4-game Western swing, they get a big win at home against a team they're chasing in the standings. Our late game is coming up. It's Vancouver and Calgary to finish Hockey Day in Canada, but still more from Lloydminster with Ron and Don. As Hockey Day in Canada rolls on, Calgary and Vancouver coming up. The Leafs have defeated Montreal 5-3 in Toronto.